It was raining that night, as Wilbur Wallaby walked slowly down memory lane. It was a light rain, a gentle rain, but just enough to send a chill down his spine. Wilbur Wallaby walked along, listening to the sounds of the night. He heard an owl, a frog, a shark, and from far, far away, the sound of a lonely violinist practicing scales. But suddenly, it started to rain harder. Yes, it was a heavy rain now. Wilbur Wallaby quickened his pace, and as the wind started to blow in great gusts, he began to look frantically around for a place, any place, to seek shelter. Suddenly he saw a house, with a large porch and a light on inside. He climbed the steps up to the porch. Finally, shelter from the rain, but not from the wind. That wind, that cruel, harsh wind, it seemed to rip away at his clothing as if the had chosen him, Wilbur Wallaby, as his victim. Wilbur Wallaby's heart started to beat faster. He knocked on the door. Slowly, slowly, the door opened. But no one was there. Wait, someone was there. Wilbur Wallaby looked down, and there, standing before him, was a single, solitary, ghostly white kitty. The kitty approached him. It rubbed itself against his leg and purred loudly, as if to say, "Dare to enter this house, and you shall never leave alive." But for some reason, Wilbur Wallaby found himself being drawn into that house, as if controlled by a force greater than he. Wilbur Wallaby entered the house. He found himself being drawn from room to room, as if guided by a ghostly presence that he could neither see nor feel. He entered a sort of library. There was a heavy, musty smell in the room. He heard the sound of scuttling rats. Through the dim light, he could make out bookcases towering above him. Never before had he seen such tall bookcases. His eyes followed the bookcases all the way up to the ceiling, like an impossibly high ceiling. He heard from somewhere a clock striking 9. He felt himself being drawn into the kitchen. There were those scuttling rats again. And then he saw it. On the table, sitting right there. On the table, just inches away from him. Oh, it was too horrible to picture. Yet picture it we must. Yes, sitting right there on the table, on a flowery china plate, was a cupcake.